Welcome to week 4 of 2025 IndyCar Fixed Oval Track Guide. This is Dover, Delaware. It's a 1 mile high banked concrete oval located on the East Coast. The traffic here will be just like the traffic outside of DC where I've just moved. It's absolutely terrible. You'll be gridlocked all the time. There'll be 3 lanes wide of cars scrambling for position all throughout this race. Prioritize using the bottom 2 lanes. Build runs over multiple corners in order to secure a position. When qualifying, set your bars to 2 and 6. Be very careful on pit exit. It is very treacherous. Take your time crawling around this pit exit because it is highly banked and irregularly shaped. There are 3 or 4 strips of pavement here and they will spin you out very easily. I'll give you some tips on how to go faster on pit exit a little later in the video. But in qualifying, just crawl around. Don't spin out, and get ready to set some fast laps. Coming to the green flag, run as high as you can on the darkened concrete banks. Basically put your right side tire as close to where the black markings on the track end, and work on carrying as much speed down each straightaway as possible. Coming through 3 and 4, you're going to want to cut from the top to the middle, and prepare to run the bottom for your white flag lap, the fast lap. Aim the left front tire to the black pavement at the bottom of the track and try not to move the wheel as much as you can. Basically, you want to set it and forget it. Find an angle that works to get you through the corner and try not to saw the wheel too much. You can tell that I did turns 1 and 2 a little better than 3 and 4. You'll find a time about an 18.0 or an 18.1 to be good this week. In the race itself, drivers will be vying to occupy the bottom 2 lanes on the racetrack. As it is the shortest radius, it is the fastest way to make lap time around this track. It's almost entirely flat out, and easy flat out if you're in clean air. When you're following behind others, maybe breathe the throttle just a little on entry so you can set the car how you'd like and not push up to someone on your outside. This is especially important if you're on the bottom. Breathe a little on entry, and the shorter distance of the track will make up for the little breath of throttle that you let out in order to land and settle the car. If you're running the middle, it's not as important, and if you're running the top, you can probably go flat out, but you'll lose a lot of speed. Watch here as I try the outside as I saw them stacking up in front, and I get passed by about 3 or 4 cars. Not to fear, they're not going to run away from you. Everyone here is going to be running the same speed all through the race. So manage your tires by not scrubbing the wheel too much and lifting when you can, and holding position on the bottom. As you have better fuel mileage and better tires, you'll be able to position yourself to make a strategy call later in the race. Pitting in and pitting out will be very difficult. Pit exit is probably more difficult than pit entrance, and they are both very, very hard. To pick up speed and not spin out, what I recommend is resetting your ARBs from the 2.6 we run in the race to 5.2 here to exit. The stiffer front bar and the weaker rear bar will make it easier to not spin out. Here's another example of me. However, this time I did not reset my bars and I put my right rear tire on a transition in the pavement. You can see how disastrous this is, especially when you're hustling to try to catch the pack. Not only is there wheel spin on pit exit due to the high temps, but as soon as you put your right rear tire on that transition, you spin out and cause a yellow. Pitting, on the other hand, requires a bit of finesse. If you're not careful, you'll overshoot pit entry, especially if you think the car will handle an aggressive entrance, and you'll head first into the sand barriers, much like Matt Kenseth did in NASCAR. To back this entry up, all you'll need to do is start lifting on entry, wheeling the car down in the middle of the corner, and braking liberally. If there's no one behind you, you can take a line like this one. If there are cars behind you, I would recommend that you turn off the racetrack on the backstretch, as you'll see in the next clip. I would not expect there to be green flag pit stops because you can stretch a tank of fuel more than 60 laps, and I assure you there will be yellows. They will be frequent, and you'll need to dodge them. They go just about everywhere. Cars will start high and come back low, or ricochet off the bottom wall and come all the way back up the track. So prepare for a lot of code browns, and keep your wits about you. If you have any questions, at me at the Discord, or leave a comment below. Now go out there and gain some iRating.